Hey everybody, welcome to Barbecue by Biggs. I'm Aaron and we're excited to have our first cook on the Yoder YS640. We have some whole chickens that we're going to throw on here. We're using apple pellets from B&B. We're going to get these chickens on here and see how they turn out. Stay tuned. Hey, welcome back. We're going to cook these whole chickens spatchcock style. What that means is to take the backbone out and kind of flatten it out. Gives you more area and gives you more even cooking. We're just using some Oklahoma Joe meat shears. We have a link in the description if you're interested. They run about $12.99. You could use a knife if you want to. That's up to you. Then you just take the knife, split the breast just a little bit, and then push down, and you have a perfect spatchcock. And then just take your scissors or your knife and just trim up some of that extra fat that's laying around there. So we're going to take these, we're going to put them on a cooling rack. A cooling rack works very, very well because you can move that chicken around, you can rotate it without actually having to disturb the chicken. So the rub that we're going to use on these chickens is the Sucklebusters Cluicker Dust. We're just going to make sure that we put a heavy coating on the back side of this chicken. So we're just going to spread this out in a heavy coat, and then we'll flip it over and get that front side rubbed up. So the key to crispy chicken skin is make sure that you have dry skin and then you add back an oil. So when we get this thing flipped over, we're going to dry the skin off, and then we're going to take some olive oil and we're going to introduce some oil back to the skin. What that's going to do is it's going to dry that skin out and give you some crispy bite through skin. So we're just going to take this olive oil, we're going to add some olive oil to the skin, we'll rub it in real well, and then we'll start putting on the cluicker dust to the front. When you do the cluicker dust rub on the front, you want to make sure that you lift up the wings, you lift up the drumsticks to ensure that you get flavor and rub in every nook and cranny that you can. So we're going to get this rubbed up and then we'll get it ready to go out on the smoker. We're going to go outside and get our smoker running. As we're getting our smoker running and it's coming up to temp, we're going to stick this bird back in the refrigerator to let it dry out a little bit more and get it ready to go outside. So we'll get out there, get it up to 275 and get that smoker going. All right, to get this thing started, all you got to do is hit this power button, and then up in the top left-hand corner, there is a start button. We're going to go up here, hit the start button, and then all you have to do is turn the dial to whatever temperature you want it. It's that easy, folks. So we got the Yoder up to 275 degrees. That's where we're going to start with these chickens. Then we're going to crank it up to about 350. You know, with chicken skin, if you don't render that fat underneath the chicken skin, it turns leathery. So you want to make sure in the last few minutes of your cook, you're bringing it up 300, 325, 350, somewhere around there to get that nice bite through crispy skin. So we'll get these chickens on and get them started. All right, like I said in the first take video that I did on the Yoder, these shelves hold some weight, so good option. We're going to get these chickens on here. 275 degrees is what we're set at. We're going to put them on this top shelf. Slide these out and get them on. The thing about using these cooling racks to put these chickens on, it gives us the versatility to pull them out, rotate them, whatever we need to do without disturbing the chicken itself. So these are a good addition. I did put a link in the bottom in the description field. If you want to pick some of those up at Amazon, they're very inexpensive, but man, they make your life a whole lot easier. So we'll get these chickens on here and get them set. We'll check in on them in about an hour and put some probes in. Right now we're just looking for that bark to set and for them to start drying out. All right, welcome back. We're about an hour in on this cook on the chickens on the Yoder. We're gonna look in, make sure that the bark is set, get a couple of probes in, and see how they're doing. So this pit has been pretty steady at about 275 degrees. It's been down to about 268, up to about 280, but it's holding steady around 275. We'll look in and see how these chickens are doing. Oh yeah, they look good. The color looks good. The bark is almost set. We'll get some probes in them and make sure we can monitor them from the outside, and I'll let you guys look at them a little bit closer here. They are looking good, good color. So far, so good. So let's get these probes in them, we'll get them closed back up. So the good thing about this Yoder, it does have a little slot on the side for these probes to go through. So
So we'll just open that up, slide these through. So we're just going to put a probe in the deep part of the breast, then we'll put the other probe down deep into the thigh. There we go, we'll get them closed up, we'll look at the temperature, we'll bring you back about when they're about 145 internal, and then we'll turn them up to 325, 350 degrees or so. So we'll put them back to bed. As you can see on the screen, it does show you the temperature of the pit, and it does show you the temperature of your probe stuff. See, we're at 110 degrees and 113 degrees. We had the pit open, so it's dropped temperature a little bit, but it's at 259 now, coming back up to 275. You can monitor from the outside, or you can use the app to see where they're at. Hey, welcome back. We're about 2 hours in on the chicken cook. We're gonna look in and see how they're doing. The internal temperature is about 140 degrees. We're gonna bump it up to 325 degrees and get that skin all crispy. But we're gonna check in on them, see how they're doing before we bump them up. All right, we're gonna check in and see how we're doing. Oh yeah, the color's looking great on these things. Let me get you in for a closer look. Time to crank up the temperature. All right, we'll get the temperature cranked up and get them finished off. See you on a few. Hey, welcome back. This chicken is finally done. 165 degrees internal on the breast. It's looking great. Let's get in here and cut into it and give it a taste. All right, so we'll just cut one of these wings off. That just pulls right apart. Let's cut through this, see how juicy it is. Oh yeah, it's got some juice flowing out. Cut through here. Got a good smoke ring across the top. Real juicy. Let's see if you can see that. Real juicy. Man, turned out great. Let's get a taste of this. So we'll take a bite of this wing. See if we can get a bite through skin off this thing. That rub has some good flavor, good salt. You can taste a little bit of heat to it. Man, that's so good. I have to say this Yoder does a great job. There's a lot of smoke flavor. The color is great. The skin isn't leathery. It's perfect. So we'll get this cut up, get it inside the house, and feed the family. See y'all next time.